Interesting.
He's just a baby.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Seeing people starting to pop on here. So good to see everyone. Thank y'all for sharing my live. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Thank y'all for liking and sharing my live. So, I don't know, how do y'all feel about this 9 a.m. Central Time? Good morning, beautiful soul. I can tell you've been following me for a while. Good morning, LSU Mom. Good morning, Jen. Jen, good morning, Miss Dollar. Do y'all like the mornings? I wasn't sure. When I told my husband, I was like, I think I'm going to go live. And he was trying to push me towards 10 o'clock. But I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll do 9 o'clock, and people really haven't started their day yet, so it will give them opportunity to join the live before they get on with their day. So we'll see how that works out. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. All right. Who wants a card reading this morning? You know what you do. Card reading to share lives. Looks like Jen's it. And Jen's got her sharing, she's got some mad sharing skills this morning. So, hi Caitlin. So this is for Jen. Let me, right there. Did y'all hear that? Okay. Let's see. Let's see what we got going on this morning, Jen. Okay. So, I know Jen knows this because she has been around me enough reading cards. And I do have, when is my card reading with the Divine Collective this month? Do you remember, Jen? Let me look at my calendar because we will play with cards in this subscription group I have called the Divine Collective. And okay, so it's not, when is, I thought it was Monday. Oh, it must not be Monday. Oh, it is actually Wednesday, the 19th. So we play with cards and in this group called the Divine Collective, and people get to practice giving each other readings. So if you're in that group, we talk a little bit about it. So it is, the tarot is broken up into two major groups. The traditional tarot, okay? And that is the minor arcana and the major arcana. Now, there are lots of people who have oracle decks out. Let me grab one. Ouch. I had a little procedure yesterday. Apparently, I shouldn't be lifting that high. And so this is an oracle deck. It is just whoever puts them out. I've said before, I wouldn't be surprised if sometime I don't put out an oracle deck. So, also, Jen, and Sarah, I wanted to mention to you, and I haven't put it out yet. I haven't advertised it. On March 23rd, I'm going to be having a group event here at a local coffee shop in Omaha. So I know y'all are just a couple of hours away. It is going to be at 4 p.m. Central Time on March 23rd. I know y'all are just a couple of hours away. Y'all should go. Okay, so anyway. Jen, this is, you have all of your cards are major arcanas. That's where I was going. Where do I post my live schedule? It's on my TikTok page. It's on my TikTok page. I post it on Instagram. I post it on Facebook. Okay, so the first card we have is the Judgment card. Now, you have 4 major arcana cards. The Judgment card is about a rebirth and an inner calling. When people see Judgment, they think, oh, I'm being judged, or I'm judging someone else. That's not necessarily true. You are sitting in judgment on your path. Like, which way am I going to go? You're going to make the right decision because the next card is the World card. The World is a huge positive card. You've had to make some decisions when it comes to which way your life is going. You have made the right decisions. Good morning, Reclamation Collective, because the World card is next. This is a card of positivity, of completion, of closing down some lessons and moving on to the next. On the next phase of your life, you are really going to there's going to be a male figure who's going to play a huge component in partnering up on this life, on this next cycle you have. The Emperor card can sometimes mean a father figure. I don't feel it in this instance. I just feel it is a male presence in your life who you have a ton of respect for and that offers you a lot of stability and structure. In the end is justice. Okay, so now you started with judgment. They are different. You started with judgment, you're ending with justice. So you're starting with, oh, Sarah says her cousin moved to Omaha a few months ago. Yeah, and bring him to the event. Like I said, I'll let you know. It should be, I made a choice to move past with fertility clinic. Good job, Jen. Yes, yes, yes. That is absolutely. You made the right decision because the next card is the World card. Then you have the Emperor card, which is someone who's offering you a lot of stability in your life. So is your new doctor, have you been assigned a doctor in this clinic? It is a male. Is it a male? Because that's what I'm feeling. In the end, it's ending with a very positive card, which is the Justice card. It's about fairness and truth and clarity. Thank you, Jim, for confirming that, because for those of you watching, I said this new phase is going to be, she's going to be partnering with someone who she has a lot of respect for that offers her structure and stability, and she did confirm that her new doctor is a male. Ending with the Justice card, right decision. It is all about being offered clarity. All right. Thank you for letting me read you this morning, Jen. And so for those of you who were just, I was just telling Jen and Sarah, because they're sisters and they live a couple hours from Omaha, that on March 23rd here, I'll be offering a group reading at a local coffee shop. It's going to be fun. It's going to be 4 p.m. I am just in the processes of, I nailed down the place yesterday. I haven't gotten my artwork together, but I will. I'll be putting it out soon where you can actually go and buy tickets.
What's the date?
March 23rd at 4 p.m. I wish you were here too, Reclamation Collective. Where do you live? Okay, Sarah, so whatever. Sarah's so cute. She said, we're so excited to finally meet you. I'm not all that. My moderator is laughing. Oh, Chicago. You know what? I wonder if I could do a group event in Chicago. I have a friend that lives there. She helps me out with social media stuff. I'm not opposed to going to different places and doing group events, but it's just hard because I'm familiar with the Omaha market. I live here, so it's easy for me to advertise and get places filled. And so it is hard. Yeah, that's very sweet, Reclamation Collective. You would be there, but I'm not sure what my client base is, and I'm not sure if I could fill a spot. Okay. So a quick story, my moderator was laughing when I was like, I'm not all that. So I had a doctor's appointment. I don't know, what day was that? Tuesday?
Oh my gosh.
It was Tuesday.
Monday through Friday.
It was Tuesday. I know my moderator was like Monday through Friday. Today was a rough week with doctor's appointments, I just have to say. But Tuesday, I had a doctor's appointment and I had scans on Monday. My doctor's appointment was on Tuesday. They were having problems with my port on Monday. Tuesday, they just couldn't get my port to work. For those of you who have not had anyone that doesn't know what a port is, oh, thank you, Sarah. I hope you'll never have to. I'm going to explain to you what it is, but I hope you never actually have to have knowledge of it. So a port, my original one was on the left, and it is just it's like an internal IV. They can just access it real quick with a needle, and they can do blood draws. That's where I get my infusions. When I go to have CAT scans, and they put the dye in, and bone scans, that's where they put it in at. So Monday scans, they were having a little bit of problem. They got it to work. Tuesday, I'm at the doctor's office. My port is not working. It was just a day. So my port's not working. They've already tried to access it in lab. I go to my doctor's appointment, which was we had some discussions. So that was an appointment. And then from my doctor, I went to the infusion room where they give me a shot and they access and they do some stuff with my port. I was supposed to have a Zometa infusion. They can't get it to work. So then they re-access it. Still can't get it to work. Then they do, I'm bruised up, but it's starting to go away now. They tried to give me a couple of IVs, couldn't get it going. So then they sent me across town to have a port dye study done. The moral of that story is I had to have my port replaced. But while I'm in the back room, now mind you people, I'm having a day. I have been poked and prodded quite a bit. I had a very long appointment with my doctor who we discussed some things. I've noticed when I'm out in public, I'll keep my head down. I will literally keep my eyes down. Why? Because if someone makes eye contact with me, they want to come talk to me. And it's not that I don't like to talk to people out in public, but I was having a day. Remember, I've been poked and prodded, port is broke. But I happened to lift my eyes instantly. This woman across the infusion room catches my eye. She comes over and stands beside my chair and just tells me all this stuff. I was waiting for her to say, oh, I met you at such and such's house. I saw you speaking here. You did me a reading. I was waiting for some of that. It never came. She just was there and told me her whole story. And then I was like, oh, well, let me introduce myself. I introduced myself. And then she's like, okay, I just had to tell you that. And she was a beautiful, beautiful person. Like you could tell she had this bright light about her. And so as she left, my husband's like, everybody wants a little piece of Christy. That's what he always says. But it was just funny. As your vibration raises, you will have that happen more often. As your vibration, you can tell that you become this bright light. Yeah, that's me all the time. Absolutely. Because as you raise your vibration, you create a safe place for people. You're a light worker. You become a light worker. People think that light workers are out, some of them are out speaking and making these huge changes. Other people are just changing their world right where they stand. All right, Reclamation Collective, this card reading is for you. See what we can do here. I just keep saying, you're right there. Said stop. Let's see what we have for you, Miss Reclamation Collective. All right, very good, very good. Okay. So now we're starting out first with the King of Pentacles reclamation. The King of Pentacles is about it's about leadership and wealth. You tap into these intuitively. To me, this is saying that you are in the process of really changing your thought processes and changing the way you manage money. It's not really, yes, it is a little bit about the amount of money you have coming in that's about to change and do an uptick for you, but it's more about how you manage that. How do you manage your money and have security and discipline when it comes to that? I see you really looking at your budget, and I see you putting some excess through it. Like none of those $6 coffees, none of this, none of that. And then I see the next card is a very positive card. It is the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups, you see, he has all these cups back here. He's looking very happy. It's about wishes coming through and contentment. Once you're able to really get control of your finances, and this is, I'm seeing, they're showing me like leaking money. Not like huge bills coming your way, but I'm seeing just little leaking going out. That's just you're overspending a little bit here and there, maybe not watching for sales, loaning money to people that you shouldn't be loaning it to. I don't know why that dropped in, but it did, so pay attention to that. And then we have this Nine of Cups, which is once you start getting control of that, you're just going to feel so much more positive and content with your life. You do want to be careful that you are not, that you're seeing things for what they are, because the next card is the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is about, it can be about wishful thinking, about sitting and daydreaming. It can be about illusions. You're just not seeing some things the way they are. Now this is where I want you to pay attention, Miss Reclamation. The next card is the Tower card. And anyone who's had a reading or knows anything about cards, the Tower card can be a little bit of a moment. So let's break this reading down again. You're going to need to really look at your finances. Don't loan money to people. Don't be giving it out. Look at your finances. Where is it leaking? And really change your thought processes behind that. Once you do that, you're really going to have some contentment and satisfaction in your life. The warning of this reading is there is a situation you're refusing to see for what it is. You can either choose to see it now for what it is and kind of get ahead of it, or you can wait until you have that Tower card moment. So how do you tell what that is? How do you tell what that moment, what you need to see? There is something that your solar plexus, and for anyone who is watching me, did I put it in a TikTok? What did I do with that? I did a TikTok on how to, I put a TikTok out a few days ago on how to strengthen your clairsentience. So if you haven't done that, go watch that Reclamation Collective. Really work on strengthening your clairsentience and paying attention to when it goes off, because there's something that hasn't been sitting well with you. I just started her class this past Tuesday. Well, thank you, Denise. Yes, we had a fun time. The first class was a lot of fun. So make sure you're doing those exercises, strengthen your clairsentience, and listening to it. Your clairsentience is going off. And I see you looking at a situation like someone has said something to you and you're like, oh, that doesn't sound, and then you're off and running. Now, I asked why you're off and running because you're very busy. You're a very busy person, but I promise you, no matter how busy you are, you have to take time to get to know yourself. Sitting in meditation, journaling is so important to get to know yourself, because when you get to know yourself, you will then recognize the information coming to you isn't you. All right, thank you. Let's see. Let's do another card read, and then we'll roll into Spirit Led, because I really know that's what everyone loves, right? Spirit Led. All right, let's see. Just looking up here, who's been sharing my live. So that's yes. For those of you, people ask, yes. I typically give card readings to people who are sharing my live. I don't charge for readings, so that's just my appreciation. Thank you. This card reading is for Denise Soccer Mom. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you. Okay, so I just say Denise Soccer Mom until it tells me to stop, and right there it said stop. Okay, let's see what we have going on, Miss Denise. Oh, very good. Okay, so this one is, we're starting out with the Six of Wands, which is really about you're headed in a new direction. See how this guy's headed in a new direction, and he's doing it with a lot of confidence. So you're headed in a new direction, and you're doing it with confidence, and I can feel you're just kind of moving into that confidence. You're not quite there yet, but you will be. So again, you see this guy's on a horse. He's moving in a direction with confidence. Next card is the Ace of Swords. Ace is also about moving in a direction, but the Ace is about mental clarity, and you're having some breakthroughs. So you're moving in a new direction with confidence, but there's some things that you're kind of foggy about. As you head in this direction, you are going to gain more mental clarity. Spirit was asking you to take those first couple of steps kind of in blind faith, and that you have done. And you will be rewarded with more clarity. You are being called to really take some time to yourself. You see how this person is laying down. You're really being called to rest. Meditation. This is a huge meditation card, and it's funny because I just talked about that. The best way to recognize you're getting information from Spirit is get to know yourself and recognize the difference in those energies. The last card is the Five of Swords. Again, we're talking about conflict and competition and kind of having to defend yourself. It is kind of a card to end it on, But why I was tapping into this card. Why all of a sudden do we have these positive cards where she's headed in the right direction? She's going to get clarity. She's going to be sitting in meditation, or she needs to sit in meditation and get to know herself better. Then all of a sudden we have this card of conflict and kind of having to defend yourself. It's because as you're headed in this path that you've stepped out in fear, right? Spirit is going to reward you with having more mental clarity, and you're going to be having more mental clarity and sitting in meditation and really getting to know yourself. That means you're going to start seeing situations around you in more clarity. You're going to be standing in your truth more. You're going to be calling people on their crap more, because where they could have gaslit you in the past, now you're like, no, I know what I'm seeing. I know what I'm feeling. All right. Thank you, Miss Denise, for letting me read you this morning. Okay, do y'all want to keep going with cards, or should we do spirit-led? What are we thinking here? Yes, I do. You're welcome, Miss Denise. Going through that now, Donnie. Yes. Okay, so looks like we had a couple more people wanting read. Okay, so let me see. Who's been sharing my live like crazy? Have you noticed someone sharing my live like crazy, CJ?
CJ, you call me by name?
Oh, apparently I called him by name. I didn't even notice it. I just called it. It fell right out. Okay, so I'm going to be shuffling it while he's going through and looking who's been sharing and liking my live like crazy. Are you getting someone? Taking a long time. I just need a name. Can you get Prissy Nana? All right, this is for Prissy Nana. Thank you, Miss Prissy Nana, for liking and sharing my live so much. Let's see what we have going up right there. It's like, you're done. Okay. Oh, good job. Okay, right. This is a very positive one, Miss Prissy Nana. Yeah, all the way through. Okay, so the first card is the Three of Cups. It's about friends coming together. It's about having a good time, celebration, creativity, really about friendship, this Three of Cups. So make sure you're honoring your friends. You are taking time to spend with them. They're showing me, Spirit is showing me, writing them in on your calendar. And you have to do that when you have friends and you're really wanting to support those friendships. You have to make time for them. As you are making time for your friends, and really I'm hearing also rekindle some friendships you've been thinking about, and it's not like you partied with people on bad terms, but you're not as close as you used to be, and those people have been in your thoughts. So make sure you're rekindling those friendships, and it's really going to fulfill you. You are really going to feel like karma is coming your way. You're at a turning point in your life. It's really going to give you a feeling of contentment. You're also being called to not only nurture those friendships, but to also nurture yourself. Make sure you're being a friend to yourself. There's a joke in my family about, I really never get bored because I really like being with myself. Now, I'm sure if I had no human contact for days and days and days and days, I would be craving that human contact. But I can go a couple of days and I am really good. Spirit is saying it's because at any given time all I have to do is open up my phone and reply to any of the many emails I've gotten or text messages. So make sure you're being your own friend. You spend more time with yourself than anyone else. We're ending the reading with the Page of Cups, which is really about starting a new journey, looking for those creative opportunities. This reading tells me, Miss Prissy Nana, that you have been feeling a little stuck. Why do I know that? Because it's about rekindling friendships. It's about making time to cultivate those friendships and reaching out to people you haven't reached out. That's creativity. That's breaking up that stuck energy in your life. Also about sitting with yourself, starting a new relationship with yourself, making sure you are nurturing that relationship you have with yourself. And then the Page of Cups is really starting a new journey when it comes to creativity. If I'm mentoring someone and I get the sense that they feel stuck, I will ensure through the protocol that I give them, whether it is a breathing exercise or a journaling prompt, whatever that is, that they are really working on their creativity, whatever that means to them, because it unsticks energy. Some people like to cook, some people like to write, some people like to just walk, some people like to paint. Whatever that means to you, make sure you are nurturing that. All right, thank you, Miss Prissy Nana.
Sue Energy with Ketones asked that you provide a health update for yourself.
Who asked?
Sue Energy with Ketones. Sue.
Okay, so Miss Sue just asked for a health update. That's so sweet of you. You're very sweet. Okay, so for those of the sweet lady, I've been down and out lately. I've been trying for a month now. I feel that I've been sick for a couple of months. So I don't know if many of you have really been paying attention to my health journey. You know, I had to start a new cancer treatment in December. The side effects were pretty horrendous. And on top of that, I developed COVID. So I did literally almost die laying in my bed. So if anyone's ever curious about that, it was very interesting. I'm sure some people on here, I mean, I would like to see a show of hands like, yes, I've had that happen. If you've ever had your life force leaving you, it is, it's a feeling you will never, ever, yeah, Mother Oracle says she's died. I have no words to describe it. So that happened in December, and I felt like I was on the uptick. After that, I started doing some things. I felt like I was kind of on the uptick. I never got completely better. Then I just started having really hard time breathing at night. I wasn't coughing. I was out of breath and having a hard time breathing. I had to go to the doctor, like 3 different doctors, and finally the ER diagnosed me. I have pulmonary embolism, so basically blood clots in my lungs. Now, I did not realize this until afterwards. If you have had COVID, you're more likely to have blood clots, and then if you have cancer, you're also more likely. So I had the 2 C's that were, putting me out there to put high risk of blood clots. So they put me on blood thinners. And that is something that is so funny. It's not really funny, but I have taken so much medication, as you can imagine, stage 4 cancer, a lot of medications. Something about telling my husband that I'm going to take my blood thinners, I feel like a 90-year-old person, like, kind of shuffling out. I'm going to take my blood thinners. I don't know why. So anyway, it was not really scary. So LSU mom, she says, I have not. I bet it was scary. It wasn't. So what happened? I'm laying in bed. I knew that my body wasn't recovering, right? I knew it wasn't making headway. I had a knowledge of that. And that's a weird feeling in itself, to be sick and your body to not be making headway. So I'm laying in bed, and all of a sudden I'm looking at myself laying on bed. Like I am physically looking at myself laying in the bed. And so I thought, oh, maybe I dropped into deep trance meditation, because sometimes that can happen. And they said, nope, go back. And then all of a sudden I'm in my body again. I was like, oh, but I felt really good over there. It's a weird feeling, because as you're sitting or whatever you're doing right now, you're going to be having your senses. Like I can hear my computer going off. I can hear my Roomba running, or there's something out in the kitchen running. I can feel my bottom on the chair. I can feel the bandages from yesterday. You feel nothing. It is so weird. Yes, and it does feel light. You feel light and you feel nothing. So then I popped back into my body, and I was like, oh, well, that was pretty cool. I popped right back out. And so my guide is standing there, and she's like, you have to go back. I was like, but do I? Do I have to go back? It's kind of cool over here. And in my body again. Well, then I was like, I popped right back out. I was like, yeah, no. And then I was telling the story to one of my friends, and she's like, oh, your guide was playing dirty. And she was, because then when she said, you have things to do, you have to go back. I was like, somebody else can do the light work. Somebody else can write that book. And she showed me my grandbabies. I was like, oh, you're playing dirty now. So then I went back into my body, and that time I got out of bed and went and searched for something that was going to help me. It was steroids I dug out of my closet, out of my medicine cabinet. Had they not worked, I would have waited till my moderator got home, and then I would have had them take me to the ER. So anyway, that was a dying. Now we're going to fast forward to this week. I had scans. On a positive note, the scans were much better. The tumor on my liver is smaller, and then the ones on my spine are starting to scar up. Now, I'm going to tell y'all that I'm going to be the difference, because typically what happens with stage 4 cancer is you're on a treatment, and it's the cancer gets smart and starts outsmarting the medication, and it starts growing a little bit. Then they put you on a new treatment. It'll work for however long. Cancer gets smart, starts outsmarting the treatment, and then you have to start a new one. There's only so many treatments out there, right? And each time you start a new treatment, it is less effective with more side effects. So, my doctor said, on the great note, this cancer treatment is working, your tumors are smaller, blah, blah, blah. And she said, you can, she said, well, you can get months and months out of this treatment. I was like, months and months? Screw that. I want years and years. And she's like, well, it can happen. But you could tell the way she said that. It doesn't happen often, but that's okay. It's going to happen for me, right? So I want to thank y'all. So currently I'm actually feeling a lot better. They put me on blood thinners. I did go off them for just a couple of days because I had to have my port replaced. It's just been a couple of months. It's been a lot. But I have, thank you, Priscilla, thank you. I appreciate all the confidence. You just have to keep plugging forward, and thankfully I have a great support system. I have friends, I have family, my moderator, bless his heart, he's just always there, dragging him all over the dadgum place. And, so this was a week. I spent last week when I was diagnosed with the pulmonary embolism, I spent, 12, 15 hours in doctor's offices that week. This week has been the same thing because I had scans, and then, it's just been a mess. That's okay. I still got some fight left in me. All right, let's do some spirit led. The first lady stepping up here, God bless her soul. She's just so sweet, because as it is great to have a circle of friends and family supporting me. It is very. Can people go through this on their own without support? I'm sure they can, but it would. I get a lot of encouragement from my friends. Now, this is for people who are dealing with an illness, what I'm about to say next, right? If you're dealing with an illness, or if you have in the past, sometimes we go into hiding, because I will tell you that when you have a big friend and a big circle of friends, you also have to manage their feelings, right? Not only are you having to deal with your feelings, you're having to deal with how your information affects other people, and you do it without realizing it. Like some of my people, I know that it just takes me a minute to tell them, because they're going to come at me with like boom energy of, what are you gonna do? What's going on? You should have done this. Go do that. I don't have time. Sometimes I don't have the energy to deal with that. So I will tell them maybe a little bit later, after I've had time to comprehend it. Then you have your friends who are just like, they're some of the first people I tell, because they're gonna be like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, sweet soul, you got this. They're just gonna be loving and supportive. So don't be afraid, if you're going through a major illness, to really protect yourself. And know that just because someone is a really good friend doesn't mean you have to tell them all the information right away. Because sometimes you have to protect your own energy, because you can't handle the way they're going to come at you. And they don't come at you in a mean and negative way. It's just their personality. But you do have to manage other people's feelings. So that is, I wouldn't have it any other way. I have a beautiful support system, but for people out there who are dealing with a major illness, just know that that is a legitimate concern, that you have to take care of yourself. And so sometimes that means just going to hermit mode which I will do. Y'all see it. Y'all can see me going into hermit mode, right? Y'all can physically see it for all of my followers. You know when something's going on because I would take care of my business. I do my clients, my mentorship. I love that. But to do these lives and be out there publicly all the time takes a lot of energy. And you can see me going into hermit mode. Miss Prissy Nana's like, I can see that. Okay, so this lady stepping up has a mom energy to her. She is so compassionate because as she was stepping up, she touched my shoulder and she just did this, like, oh, honey, I'm so, okay. I'm so sad you're going through that. She was also the person in her family who was the emotional support. Like, she managed everything for everyone else. When she got ill and she died from an illness, she didn't tell everyone the whole story right away. She only gave them little pieces of it. Like, she played it down a lot until she couldn't anymore. It was cancer. And she was showing me in the beginning, she was going to these doctor's appointments by herself. She wasn't telling anyone just because she didn't want to upset the family, which I get that. One of the hardest things you do whenever you have cancer is to tell your family, is to tell your kids or your husband. And that's what she is showing me, is that she's showing me her kids. She was really trying to protect them. She didn't tell them until she was getting pretty weak. She's also showing me she was still hosting family events and no one knew she was ill. She's showing me being in the kitchen cooking and she's having to sit down and rest, but no one was there to see that part. Like, so this is all of her prep work. She's prepping, she's sitting down and resting, she's prepping, and then everyone's coming over and she's showing me it's Christmas time. So you would have acknowledgement that you spent a Christmas with her, that she was ill. You didn't know it. You found out shortly after Christmas, like after the new year, because she didn't want to ruin the holidays for everyone. And then by this next Christmas, she was gone. So you would have, that would be a huge, important timeline. You spent a Christmas with her and New Year's. You didn't know that she was ill. Okay, it looks like we're with Mother Earth Oracle. Let me ask her to go live here. I'm just going to call her Mother Earth. I love that. Mother Earth.
Hope was one. Hope said yes as well.
Mother Earth grabbed her first. Hi, Mother Earth. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, now what is your name?
I'm Lindsay.
Lindsay, and this is your mom?
This is my mom. Yeah. I just got teary-eyed feeling that.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
So for everyone watching, I said it was a mom energy, and then I described how she passed. So she kept it to herself, and you recognized the one Christmas that she was ill, and you didn't know, and she was gone by the next.
She was gone the next one. Yeah. And she held it to herself. She didn't tell anybody. I knew it intuitively, but it was too, when she told us, it was too far.
I hear her acknowledging, like you asked her, Mom, how are you feeling? Are you okay? You feel a little off. Are you sure you're okay? Because you knew. And she just wasn't. I'm okay, honey. And I actually see her. I don't know if you have an awareness of this or if it's a memory. I see her reaching over and kind of either rubbing your arm or patting your hand and saying, I'm okay, honey. I'm okay. Do you remember her doing that?
Yes, she would always grab my hand.
Yes, and that's what she showed me. So very good for everyone watching. Whenever someone comes on, I ask the Spirit to give me a little bit more information. She is saying that she's sorry. She didn't want y'all to worry and take away your joy of that holiday season. But also she is saying it took away some of your processing time.
Mm-hmm.
And okay. I was trying to get her to explain this a little bit more, so I'm going to walk through what she's showing me. There is a pictures you take or a video. I don't know if you have a ring cam, but it looks like a video, and there are sparkles in this video. Is this a security system, a ring cam? What do you have that takes videos? Because I'm seeing sparkles in it.
It would just be my phone.
Okay, and you do a lot of videos on your phone?
I did a lot of videos then. I do more pictures with the kids now. So I don't know.
I am seeing an actual video and there's sparkles in it.
Okay.
So if you've taken any videos lately, go back and look at them. She's showing me. Okay, so whose birthday is coming up around here that we just
Kai, my oldest child, is in March.
March. Very good. You're going to be taking a video of him and you're going to forget about this moment until you're doing the video, and then you're going to have an awareness of what I'm saying. There's going to be sparkles in that video and it's going to be your mom. Is it around March 5th or something?
March 26th.
March 26th. Okay. Pay attention to when you're doing a video of him. She is the sparkle.
Yeah, that makes sense. She was very protective over him. So
Now she's showing me 5 May. What's happening in May? What kind of celebration is in May?
I don't know of anything in May off the top of my head. I don't know.
Definitely May. I just had to sit with it for a moment, and I asked Spirit, I said, if it's actually May, show me in a different way. And she showed me in a different way.
Huh.
Whose
Okay.
anniversary? There's some kind of anniversary in May.
I know like cousin's birthday's in May. I don't have anything. I mean, that's the only thing that comes to mind.
Okay,
May.
so when you recognize what it is, message me so that I know that I'm not crazy. I'm seeing
Okay.
May. And it looks like a wedding anniversary.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you have to be going through your people and seeing who got married in May.
Okay.
Okay, so now what I was just doing, now I'm curious because I get. Your mom's teasing me because I say I'm a nosy medium. That's how I get so much information from Spirit. And she says, "Our nosy." I said, "Okay, now I'm curious." And your mom said, "Our nosy," but she said it in a laughing way. It's one of your friends. One of your friends has a wedding anniversary in May. And she's saying, check on them. They're not okay. You know which one it is?
I don't know which one it is, but I will ponder this and I will let you know.
Yes,
and
yes.
I will
'Cause
check
she's
on
saying,
them.
check on them. And so when I see you checking on them, it's the same situation of your mom. It's not a health issue with her, your friend, though. It's more of a relationship issue. But your mom says she shows me you checking on them, and they're going to be saying, "Yeah, I'm okay," but your solar plexus is going to go off, and you're going to be like, "Oh, they're not telling me the truth." Your mom is also saying that she's showing me 3 children around you. Do you know what she's talking? Do you have 3 children?
I have 2 boys and then I have 2 animals. So no, I don't have 3.
Have you had a miscarriage or an abortion?
Never.
It's a little girl. This 3rd one is a little girl. Is there a niece that you're really close to?
There is not. But does that mean I'll have a little girl one day? A little girl energy?
Could you see me sitting with that? So for those of you watching, I was being very quiet because I was really feeling into this energy, because that's exactly where I thought your mom was taking me, but I wanted to make sure before I said anything. From the get-go, when your mom was showing me these 3, she was showing me 3 and she was showing me 2 and 1, which would make sense because you have 2 boys. I was like, okay, is this a miscarriage? And your mom she has this cute little smile on her face. And I don't know if you remember her that from being on Earth. When she knew something, it was kind of a little secret. She would kind of have this little
Yeah,
smile on her face.
that was her.
Yeah, that's what she showed me. So I was just trying to make sure. It does feel like you're going to have a little girl. Mother Earth, it really does. So it's funny that you mentioned that because I was sitting with that. I did not want to say anything until I was sure. So I was just having your mom show me in a couple of different ways. Like, am I on the right track here? Is this what I'm hearing? And it makes me very happy.
Oh, I love that.
Are you trying for a baby?
I'm not. I never tried for babies, Christy. They just came to me.
Okay,
So
so let's play with this. Okay, so do I see Lindsay having a baby? feeling it's going to be next year that you're going to be having a baby, but like towards the end of the year. Now, when I say that, how does that feel in your body? Is it resonating?
I feel like if I'm going to have another child, it would need to be soon because I'm approaching 42 and I don't know how much, I want to do the newborn and all of that over again. So yes, within a year or so sounds right.
Because I was asking you actually having the baby. So now some people, you have to pay attention when you're asking, and this is for everyone watching, when you're asking these questions, I was seeing you holding the baby, not getting pregnant. And I was seeing you holding the baby by the ear.
I love that.
Yeah.
In any case,
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. And so one of my comments, my moderator said, Amy Kay was saying next May. Like, are you going to have the baby next May? Remember, I kept saying something was happening in May.
In May, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Lindsay, for letting me read your mom. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
And even though I know that you don't have this baby yet, I just feel the need to congratulate you, even though it's going to be a little while for you to be pregnant. I don't know.
Oh, well, thank you. And I'll
You know
reach
what we're
out
gonna
back
do?
out to you.
Before you go, Lindsay, I want you to, we're going to ask Spirit to show you some synchronicities that what I just said was true about the baby. You just have to be open to receiving those. So, how would synchronicities drop in? All of a sudden, you have people talking about having a baby or getting pregnant without, all these stories will start coming to you about getting pregnant and they didn't know, they weren't even trying, or a surprise pregnancy. So
It's
those
all
are
around me right now, Christy, honestly. There's people getting pregnant, having babies. I had a friend call me last night, like, Lindsay, I'm pregnant, what do I do? So I got chills when I said that. So it is around me. The energy is around me.
I just got chills you saying that because I had no idea. So your mom was saying, tell her those are the kind of synchronicities that are going to drop in. So for usually when Spirit says, tell them for the synchronicities, they don't tell me exactly what the synchronicity is, but your mom did.
Mm-hmm.
So just the fact that she told me what it was and it's already happening is confirming what I just said.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I
course.
just talking to you, and
Have a great day.
I hope you start feeling better soon.
Oh, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that was pretty fun. Don't you love that when that happens? All right. I have a dad energy stepping up here, and I'm hearing a DA name around him, such as David or Dale, Dan. Okay, so we have a dad energy, like a Dave, Dan, Dale, something like that. DA for sure. This gentleman is showing me that he was a smoker for all of his life. He had, he liked to wear boots. I'm not feeling that he was a definitive cowboy, but he is showing me always being in jeans and boots. He worked outside all the time. He is actually showing me working on his land, but I don't see him growing crops. I see more of cattle and horses and that kind of thing, because he is showing me like mending fences, and behind this fence is animals. And he's showing me wearing hats and taking the hat off and kind of hitting it to get all the dust off. He is showing me that he passed from lung problems, not necessarily related to the smoking. I'm sure it wasn't helpful, but also just being around all of that dust, just being outside and some of the toxins that he was around working outside all the time. All right. So does this gentleman sound familiar to anyone? He's been very specific so far, and I do have to give him kudos. He's done a really good job of being so specific. He didn't give me like some spirits. And this also tells you, y'all can tell that Lindsay's mom was creating this story and this picture. She was a communicative person. This spirit was also pretty quiet. He didn't talk unless he had something to say, but when he talked, he expected to be listened to. If you didn't listen to him and you continued down your way, he wouldn't get angry. He'd just be like, all right, let me know when that screws up for you. This dad, dad energy, I am seeing that, I'm seeing a DA name around them, like Dan or Dave. Yes, Maria, she said that is a lot more detail. That's a lot of detail. And it's because he wasn't a communicative person. A lot of times they will give me this personality and they'll paint this picture. He's not doing that. He's saying boom, boom, boom. So that tells me he was very data driven. He didn't talk a lot, except when he talked, well, he got right to the point. I'm hearing a DA name around him, such as Dan or Dave. He is showing me that he did work or own a ranch type environment, because he is showing me being out mending fences in this rattle trap truck. And okay, he is showing me that he only took the rattle trap truck out when he was going across the fields and stuff, because who's going to take their nice truck out and that. He is showing me always wearing these boots. And once he broke a pair in, he just wore them all the time, always in jeans. He is showing me always wearing a hat. He is showing me that he passed from something related to the lungs. You know, it doesn't feel like cancer in the lungs. It feels like something else. Okay. Does this gentleman sound familiar to anyone? Yeah, if someone's going to claim him, this is the last spirit I'm bringing up today, because I do have to pop over to Instagram. So if you think he is yours, please claim him, and we will get the message to you. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. If you haven't done so yet, click that follow button. Make sure you're also following me on my other platforms, Instagram. Of course, Jamie. Yes, absolutely. I'd love to recap. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I'm actually going live on YouTube or Instagram after this. This gentleman is showing me he was a man of few words. He didn't talk a lot, but when he did. Okay, Tracy says everything fits but the name. So let's, we might be with Tracy here, but let me recap real quick. He wasn't small talk. He said what he meant. He meant what he said. I'm hearing a DA name around him, such as Dan, Dave. He's also showing me that he either owned or worked on a ranch, because he is showing me being out there mending fences and things. And he's driving his truck across the fields. And he is saying that he had a nicer truck, but he drove the rattle trap truck out to mend the fences. He is showing me that he had a pair of boots. Like once he wore in a pair of boots, he wore those boots until they fell apart. He had nice boots that he would wear otherwise, but once he wore them in, that's what he worked in. Jeans, always had a hat on. He died of something. I'm having breathing problems. It does not feel like cancer. If you said, oh no, he had lung cancer, I would take it, but there's something a little bit off about it. Intestinal lung disease. I've never heard about that.
It's interstitial.
Intertestinal. Oh, okay. All right. Looks like we're with Tracy here. Let's figure out what we're doing. All right. I'm gonna ask you to go live, Miss Tracy. Let's see if she's going to.
She's at work. I don't know that.
All right, Miss Tracy, are you getting the... Okay, it says the invitation sent. Did you get the invitation to go live, Tracy? You don't have to show your face. You can just talk if you want. Some people are like, no, it's early. I don't want to be seen on camera.
Early.
All right, Miss Tracy. Oh, she's at work. My moderator said that. My moderator said she's at work. She can't talk right now. Screw work. Go take a bathroom break. Take us to the bathroom, Tracy.
What?
No, I'm teasing. I'm just teasing. Not really. All right, Miss Tracy. So I was going to get to the bottom of who this DA name was. She said that everything fit except for the name. So then there was someone around your dad. Is this your dad? Dad energy? Grizz, you got your liver transplant. Congratulations. Oh my gosh, how are you feeling? Okay, Tracy said this is your dad, her dad. Your dad is in spirit with someone with this DA name. I was like, if it's not you, who is it? I had him explain. I thought he was going to say it was someone on planet, but then this gentleman came around beside him. So it is it's a brother type energy to him, but a friend, like a friend who he considered a brother. He's also telling me, he's teasing you, Tracy. He's like, what are you doing working on a Saturday? But he says it in a joking manner, and he says, no, that's my girl. She's always going to get her done. He's saying you're always going to do whatever it takes to make it work. Tracy, he is showing me having to do something with real estate. So if you got it, 128 was released 2-4. I'm so glad, Chris. Congratulations. So happy for you. Okay. Your dad is showing me that you're going to be having some opportunities coming up when it comes to real estate. I don't necessarily see you selling real estate. It feels more like you are managing a rental property, having your own rental property, but you're going to have some opportunities coming your way when it relates to real estate. Your dad is also showing me, I think my moderator was, but he was messing with his computer. I thought he was waving at me. Okay, so he tells me that he is the one who has been messing with your car. So when I say messing with your car, he was showing me the dashboard, and he made me want to turn the heater on. And not that the heater isn't working, but there is something going on with the dashboard on your car. And it's not like it's broken, but it will flash or something isn't working just right. Your dad is taking responsibility for that. He's also acknowledging that he can hear you talking to him, which is confirmation that you do talk to him. He is saying, he was wrapping it up, and he said, you're making the right decision. There is a decision that you have made over the last, well, you've been thinking about it for 6 months, but it took you a little while to make it. And you've actually implemented this decision the last couple of months. And he is so proud of you because he is saying that you made the right decision. It was tough. It was one of those decisions that you didn't want to make, but you had to. And he says he's very proud of you because you did the hard thing. You made the hard decision, but it was the right decision. Tracy says, okay, I'm going to tell your dad that Tracy gets the message. She said, I thought I had electrical problems in my car. It flickers off and on. Okay, so Dad, if this is actually you, you can stop now. Tracy gets the gist that you are messing with her car. If it is actually you, please stop because she's about to take it to the shop. And it was giving her heartburn because nobody likes to take their car to the shop. It is so expensive. All right, I want to thank you, Tracy, for letting me read your dad. I appreciate that. He did a good job. He was very good. I am headed over to Instagram. So if anyone wants to continue, please follow me over to Instagram. We are going to do, I was listening to Spirit. I was like, they were saying something. We're going to start with psychic. So we will start Instagram with psychic. So pop over to Instagram if you have some psychic questions you want read. See you there.